Hey y'all, welcome back to Laughing Through It. And today we're doing a very important side quest episode because apparently I am not just a podcaster now. I am also a full-time concert survivor. And when I say survivor, I mean my feet hurt, my throat was gone, my dignity is questionable, and I would still do it all over again. Because today's episode is about my Bailey Zimmerman concert experience. And let me just say this right now. If being delusional was an Olympic sport, I'd have at least a silver. Because the way I acted over 3 men that do not know I exist, actually insane. But also completely valid. So let me tell y'all how this all started. Instead of acting like a normal person and conserving energy for the concert, I started my day at the Botanical Gardens. Why? Couldn't tell you. I guess I wanted to feel peaceful and grounded before spending the rest of the night absolutely feral. So there I am, walking around flowers and trees, acting like I'm in my soft girl era, knowing full well in just a few hours I was gonna be standing in a parking lot looking like I'd fight someone for a barricade. And honestly, that's range, that's balance, and that's personal growth. 1 minute I'm admiring nature, the next minute I'm preparing to scream lyrics at 3 countrymen like my taxes depended on it. So after my little Botanical Gardens side quest, around 3:30 p.m., I made my way to Dickies Arena. Now mind you, the concert didn't start until 7 p.m. So yes, that means I stood outside for 3 whole hours. 3 hours in public. On purpose. And if you ever waited outside a concert venue for hours, then you know there are only 2 types of people there. 1, the people who are calm, hydrated, and prepared. And 2, people like me, who are running purely on excitement, delusion, and probably one overpriced drink. And I was absolutely the second one. Because by hour 1, I was fine. By hour 2, I was questioning my life choices. By hour 3, I was ready to sell my soul for air conditioning and a seat. But I stayed because commitment means something to me. If I say I'm going to see fine men sing sad country songs, then by God, I'm going to stand outside that arena like it's my full-time job. So finally, 7 p.m. hits, the lights go down, the screaming starts, and Blake Whiten comes out first. Now let me say this with respect, that man is offensively fine. Like, there are some men when you look at them and go, oh, he's cute. And then there are men like Blake where you look at them and go, oh, so God does have favorites. And then he starts singing, absolutely disrespectful. Because now, not only do you look like that, you're talented, not only do you look like that, you're talented too. Pick a struggle. Like, why are you standing on stage looking good, sounding good, and making eye contact in a crowd like you personally know how unstable that makes people? That is irresponsible behavior. And I'm going to be honest, if Blake Whiten ever looked directly at me for more than 2.5 seconds, I probably would have folded immediately. No hesitation, no dignity, no critical thinking, just me, gone. And he sang for an hour, a whole hour of me acting normal on the outside and absolutely losing my mind on the inside. And then, because apparently I hadn't suffered enough, Hudson Westbrook came out next. And let me just say this very clearly, that man is fine. Like, painfully fine. Unnecessarily fine. Like, if I was trying to heal and become emotionally stable, why would he show up looking like that? It felt personal. And Hudson has that whole energy where you're just like, oh, so you're the reason girls make bad decisions. Because between the voice, the stage presence, and the face card, I was fighting for my life. And by fighting for my life, I mean standing there, smiling like an idiot, while internally planning a wedding that would literally never happen. Like, I'm sorry, but if Hudson Westbrook asked me how my day was, I'd probably forget my own name. I'd be like, my day? Actually, I don't know. I'm just glad you asked. That's embarrassing, and yet honest. He sang for another hour, and by that point, I was already halfway gone. My voice, damaged. My emotional stability, gone. My chances of acting normal if any of them approached me, absolutely 0. And then, Bailey Zimmerman came out. And y'all already know that was the final blow because Bailey doesn't just perform. He performs like he's trying to make sure everyone in that building leaves emotionally compromised. And mission accomplished. Because the second he walked out, I was done. Like, wrap it up, game over, no thoughts, just vibes and yelling. And Bailey was on for 2 whole hours. That is a full movie. A full relationship. That is enough for me to completely lose my voice, my sanity, and probably a little bit of my hearing. And I sang every word like Bailey Zimmerman himself was gonna stop the show, point at me and say, wow, that one right there, she really gets me. Did that happen? No. But in my heart, Yes. And honestly, that's what matters, because there is something so healing and so ridiculous about screaming your legs out in a room full of strangers over songs that somehow make you want to cry, text your ex, and start a new life all at the same time. That man had the whole arena gone, and so did I, vocally. I do not have a voice anymore, or I didn't have a voice anymore. I sound like I swallowed gravel and regret, but was it worth it? Absolutely. Would I do it again tomorrow? Without hesitation. Now here's a part I really need to address, because one thing about this concert, why were all three of them so fine? Like, I was only mentally prepared to lose my mind over maybe one or two if I was feeling ambitious. But 3 back to back to back, that feels excessive. That feels like a setup. Because now I'm expected to sit here and act like I wasn't staring respectfully all night long. Be serious. Blake, fine. Hudson, fine. Bailey, oof. And not just, oh, he's attractive, fine. I'm talking, if you smiled at me and asked me to run away and live on a farm, I'd at least hear you out, fine. That kind of fine. And if I'm being completely honest, if I knew who I was, and if I could, I would absolutely marry all 3 of them. Now, before anybody gets dramatic, yes, I know that's not how marriage works, but this is laughing through it, not making responsible choices through it. So let me dream. Because in my ideal world, there's room for all 3 of them. I'm not here to choose. I'm here to admire, respectfully, mostly. And honestly, if one of them somehow ever sees this, first of all, hey. Second of all, I can explain. Actually, no, I can't. But I'd still try. So after all of that, here's the official damage report from the Bailey Zimmerman concert. Voice was gone. Feet destroyed, mental stability hanging by a thread, delusional level dangerously high. Would I go again? Immediately. And I think concerts are such a weirdly beautiful thing, because you spend all day preparing, all night screaming, all your money disappearing, and then somehow you feel like that was one of the best nights of my life. Even though physically, you're in shambles, but emotionally, you're thriving. And honestly, that's the whole point of a side quest. Not every day has to be productive. Not every moment has to be serious. Sometimes you just need to go stand outside an arena for 3 hours and scream over hot country singers until your voice disappears. That is self-care. That is healing, and that is character development. So that was my Laughing Through It side quest BZ concert recap. If you're ever gone absolutely unhinged at a concert before, just know you are seen, you are valid, and I am right there with you. And if you've never experienced the emotional warfare of seeing multiple fine men sing live in one night, I honestly don't know how to explain it. You just have to live it. Anyway, if you like this episode, stick around, because apparently my life is just one long side quest with occasional emotional damage. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, besties.